Danny, it's been a bit of a break from our last National League game. How have preparations been since then?
Yeah, no, we obviously you don't want a weekend off because you want to be playing, and obviously we wanted to be in the next round of the cup, but it is what it is, and we had a chance to get the players a bit of extra recovery. A couple of them had some knocks that needed to be kind of a bit of time, which has given them enough time to recover properly. So. Yeah, no, the preparations, as I said, we try to be as consistent as we possibly can, no matter who we're playing, when we're playing them. So, no, everything's been as normal.
Obviously, the only thing that has changed is a few loan players have gone back to their parent clubs. How has that been ensuring their place?
Yeah, we was quite open with the fact that we wanted to keep Max and Paoli, and even we had some good conversations with Miles about staying, and I think that. You have to balance up the pros and cons when you're bringing loan players in, because if the loan player comes in and generally the club's not interested in taking them back, it's probably they haven't done as well as what they probably thought he was going to do. When the players perform to the level that especially Paoli and Max with the game time that they managed to get here, you're always at risk, and we kind of were given the heads up regarding Max that there's a chance he's going to move on a permanent, and we knew that realistically it wasn't going to be to the National League, so we kind of put our case forward for wanting to keep him, and even up to the last day there was still a chance that Derby were going to give him a new contract, and part of that deal was he was going to come back to us, but it's not meant to be. But then I take a bit of pride in Max's move, because he was already on the map, because obviously he's a good player, but through us giving him a platform, it's helped him to push on. And short term, is that benefited us? Probably not. Long term, will it? Or hopefully people will see that, do you know what, we're not just a first team, we're still helping to develop players, and we give him Paoli a platform where he feels confident enough that he can go back to Chorley and get some game time. And both of them know, as well as Miles, to be fair, that the door's always open. So keep in touch, and we wish them the very best, because they did their jobs for us, and that's that chapter done, and we move on now.
And like we said before, it gives the players that are still here a chance to step up and really cement their place as a first team player in the starting lineup. Yeah,
the biggest criticism clubs and managers always get from players is I wasn't given an opportunity. Well, there you go. You got your opportunity, and it's going to sound a bit harsh and a bit brutal, but the players have got a chance to show either I need to go and do some more work in the transfer window, or actually, you know what, I don't need to rush because we've got the players in the building. I believe we've got the players in the building. Hence the fact we haven't pressed the panic button and gone out and tried to sign the whole world, which a lot of teams seem to be doing at the minute. I can't believe the amount of players that some of these squads have got, and I just see that as a massive headache from my perspective, but probably a nice problem to have. But yeah, no, look, we've got the budget we've got, and we've got to make sure if we are going to move for a player that we've done enough work on it, that we know that that's the right one. Not just performances on the pitch, but they've got to be good enough to be in the dressing room as a person, because we've got a very good dressing room, and we take great pride in that.
And looking ahead to Saturday's opponents, obviously Chorley, when we went there, it was a tough pitch to play on. You admitted that yourself. Obviously, it's going to be great coming back here on a pitch we know well and we've done well in recent weeks.
Yeah, I don't like the assumption that we're going to just turn up and win the game, which I've kind of got from a few people, because as I've alluded to many times before, I don't think there are any easy fixtures in this league. They've drawn the most games in the league, which just shows the fine margins, and they turned any of those, I think it's 14 games they've drawn, I believe. They turn any of those into a win, suddenly they're nowhere near near the bottom of the league. So we know what their capabilities are, and they've got some great technicians in their side. They've got some real good technicians, and if you give them time and space, they'll hurt you. So from a mentality perspective, we approach playing Chorley the same as we'd approach playing Stockport or Barrow. It's the mentality has to be the same and consistent. So it's going to be a tough game, and we fully understand that.
And there's been a slight change in training this week, with obviously us going to the village gym and Mo's Million Mile Challenge. I think that'll be exciting for the boys and yourself as well.
Yeah, I think consistency is really key, but every now and again doing something a little bit different just excuse the terminology, but spices things up a little bit. So We're trying to build a good relationship with the village. They've been fantastic with us, and the manager I met yesterday was really accommodating, and anyone who buys me a coffee is good in my books, and he did. So that was lovely of him. So much appreciated. But no, we want to be a part of that. It's a good charitable cause, and also it gave our players a chance to experience some of the local facilities as well, because there are some great venues around here, the village being one of them, and it was good to see the boys in the gym. It was quite nice as well because the people that were in the gym took an interest. So no, it was good. It was a good day.
Click here for the next video, click here to subscribe.